Donald Trump is scared for his life as Iran is haunting him. Donald Trump fears that Iranian leadership wants to have him dead and has put in motion plans to kill him, to kill his family. And there are others in the Trump regime who aren't taking car services right now, according to an article from the Wall Street Journal, because they're fearful that the car drivers are actually hired by Iran to assassinate them. There is mass paranoia taking place in the White House right now. Late last night, Donald Trump was posting videos of the 8th round, Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. He was posting it over and over again. He's already lost his damn mind, but what's left of it, which I guess is nothing, he's losing even more of it. Now, we've been reporting how the threats on Donald Trump's life, it's forcing him into just this deep sense of utter paranoia. But now the Wall Street Journal confirming our reporting. It's interesting, right? New York Times also confirming our reporting from a few days ago that the Trump regime was deleting and manipulating the killed in action stats and the injured stats in terms of those who were harmed or killed in his catastrophic war in Iran. I guess right now Donald Trump is claiming that those who were injured or killed recently were not part of Epic Fury, but were part of a entirely new war or new conflict. How horrific is that? And he's deleted those deaths from Epic Fury. Here's what the Wall Street Journal is reporting. The war has taken a personal toll on Donald Trump and his senior advisors. Some top aides have been advised by intelligence agencies that the Iranians are seeking to kill them and have told them stop taking car services. They're fearful of taking car services in Washington, D.C. because they fear they're going to be assassinated. Donald Trump is, he's been furious that there were leaks from Turkey, that he was afraid to go on the Qatari Air Force One because he believed that Iran was going to strike the Qatari Air Force One, which doesn't have some of the capabilities that the actual Air Force One had. And so Trump was fearful for his life then. And Iran just keeps on leaning into this. They're mocking him. They're showing that he's a marked person in their mind. Like Donald Trump will post, Trump orders CENTCOM to open the gates of hell after U.S. troops killed, launches strikes on Iran. Donald Trump reposting this, open the gates of hell. And then Iran draws an X over his face on their various social media accounts. And the Iranian embassy accounts all say, stay at the same airport and welcome more fallen soldiers. Stay at the same airport, Donald. You have MB Ghalibaf, Iran's parliament leader, top civilian politician in Iran. He used to be in the army also, PhD, the lead negotiator. He's just mocking the hell out of Donald Trump. He realizes how scared, how fearful, how weak Donald Trump is. And he posts this cartoon and he says, they wanted to punish Iran, but they punished themselves with triple-digit oil instead. 10 of 10 strategy, clap emojis. And it's a cartoon of someone riding a bike. World U.S. economy. Let's blockade Iran. Easy peasy. And the person falls off their bike and starts complaining, oil's now $150 a barrel, global recession, gas is $5 to $7 a gallon, the 10-year treasury note is 6%, 30-year mortgages at 10%. Wah, Iran did this. They are just mocking the hell out of Donald Trump. And did you see what went down yesterday? I reported on it yesterday evening. Donald Trump tried to get the Iraqi Prime Minister al-Zaidi, when he was visiting Iran, to serve as a new mediator because Pakistan can't mediate anymore because they have a defense treaty with Saudi Arabia. So they can't be neutral anymore since the Houthis are now blocking the Bab el-Mandab Strait for Saudi tankers, and 2 Saudi tankers blew up. So Pakistan can't be the mediator anymore. Qatar really doesn't want to be the mediator anymore because they know Donald Trump always breaches all of these agreements. And Qatar is worried that if Donald Trump starts destroying more Iranian infrastructure, Iran will hit the oil and gas facilities in Qatar and just obliterate Qatar's economy. So Qatar doesn't want to really even be that close to Donald Trump in these negotiations. So remember earlier, Donald Trump, in the past few days, he met with the Iraqi prime minister. Remember, al-Maliki was supposed to be the prime minister, but the U.S. wanted al-Zaidi. They thought they can control him more. And then he visited the White House, and Donald Trump hit on him. Look how handsome you are. You're such a handsome man. That's one of the weird things that Donald Trump has done as his kind of cognitive and physical condition continues to deteriorate. He keeps telling different men in the White House how handsome he is and how attracted he is to them. Remember the leader of Syria, Donald Trump, started spraying perfume on him and smelling him and said, "Oh, you smell so good, man. Oh, you smell so good." Seriously, how deranged was that? Anyway, long way to say Trump tried to get the Iraqi prime minister to be the mediator for Iran. So the Iraq prime minister showed up, met with Pezeshkian and foreign minister Araghchi, and begged on behalf of Donald Trump, please do a ceasefire, We promise you it'll be good this time. Donald Trump won't, and Iran said, no, we don't want to do a ceasefire with you all. We don't need more mediators. We don't need any, we're done. We're not trying to do MOUs. We have no desire to do any of this. Donald Trump can just take his military and get the hell away. Or if he wants to escalate, Iran's ready. Iran will continue to personally threaten Donald Trump. And if they escalate, Iran will escalate eye for an eye and actually carry through when Donald Trump will be like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, I'm going to do hell, while Donald Trump reduces all of the United States munitions. Iran's ready. That's what they've shown. And they've been precisely striking those U.S. bases all throughout the Middle East. And Trump's had to retreat and bring most of the equipment's now in Israel under the Iron Dome there. Israel got the protection, not the other Arab nations. But I digress. Donald Trump posted after saying that if Iran strikes any tankers, remember the other day, Donald Trump will blow up every bridge and every power plant. Okay. Iran said, well, we're going to blow up that tanker and blow up that tanker. Iran didn't change its course of conduct. So what did Donald Trump do? He's got a new threat. Please let this statement serve to represent until further notice that from this point forth, any and all damages done to ships, cargo, or anything related thereto will be paid for by Iranian money that the United States has in its possession and controls. These damages may be very substantial, but nevertheless, this is the fair and equitable thing to do. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump. Hey, Donald, didn't you say that as part of the MOU, this was going to save the farmers in the United States because Iran agreed to buy all of the produce from American farmers, which was never in the MOU? Donald Trump was lying about absolutely everything. But sure, Foreign Minister Araghchi of Iran responded, seizing another nation's assets to pay for unrelated future claims is an incendiary precedent. Those who celebrate or profit from such funds should remember once governments normalize confiscation, no one's assets are safe. Ensuing chaos will not be pretty or peaceful. This is Donald Trump posting the Ali Foreman fight. More Trump posting the Ali Foreman fight in the 8th round. Is Trump doing the rope-a-dope? I mean, what are you trying to? You're the president of the United States. You're getting your ass kicked right now. You shouldn't have been in this catastrophic war in the first place. The American people are suffering. And late last night, you're posting the 8th round footage of Ali versus Foreman. I mean, what a sick individual. Oh, and Iran is mocking the hell out of Marco Rubio right now. Here's what they're posting. It seems Rubio is suffering more than anyone else in the White House. Emoji with the little eyeglass thing. And then Professor Morandi, who was on the Iranian negotiating team, said, "The Lego guys have made the angry little man even angrier." They refer to Marco Rubio in Iran as the angry little man. Here's what Marco Rubio said that they're mocking him for. Play this clip.
Because the price they're paying is very high, despite their tough talk and their flowery language and their stupid Lego videos they put out. I've never seen them, but they put these things out on social media. Despite all that bravado, they are suffering tremendously, and they're going to suffer more until they come to their senses. They're not there yet, unfortunately.
Which countries came to you?
Oh, I can't tell you who told me.
And then all throughout last night, Iran kept on playing the Lego videos of Marco Rubio that has him really angry. This is with a video that they're playing of Marco Rubio. I'll just play you 12 seconds of it. Let's play it.
Little Marco, bark for your master. Netanyahu's good dog, tail wagging faster. Marco.
That's what has Marco Rubio livid right there. By the way, do you remember Marco Rubio back in 2016? I wonder what 2016 Marco Rubio would tell this pathetic, weak, failure, vile thing that he's become. This is what Marco Rubio said in 2016. Here, let's play this clip.
But yeah, here's what happens in many countries around the world. You have a leader that emerges and basically says, don't put your faith in yourselves, don't put your faith in society, put your faith in me. I'm a strong leader and I'm going to make things better all by myself. This is very typical. You see it in the third world. You see it a lot in Latin America for decades. It's basically the argument he's making that he single-handedly is going to turn the country around. We've never been that kind of country. We have a president. The president is an American citizen who serves for a period of time, constrained by the constitutions and the powers vested in that office. The president works for the people, not the people for the president. And if you listen to the way he describes himself and what he's going to do, he's going to single-handedly do this and do that without regard for whether it's legal or not. Look, I think people are going to have to make up their mind. I can tell you this, no matter what happens in this election, for years to come, there are many people on the right, in the media, and voters at large that are going to be having to explain and justify how they fell into this trap of supporting Donald Trump, because this is not going to end well one way or the other. He's going to be the nominee and he's going to lose, or he'll have thrown this party into its most chaotic and divisive period ever. And that's unfortunate because the Republican Party is the home of the limited government free enterprise movement in America. And if it crumbles or it divides or it splits apart, it'll be very difficult to elect candidates that hold those views at any level of government until we can bring the party back together.
Oh, little Marco. So Donald Trump, as he's flailing to feel very tough, he calls in his cavalry. He calls in his strong men. You know who Donald Trump's strong men are right now? Ben Shapiro. I kid you not. That's Ben Shapiro goes, and here's what we need to do. Americans are okay with casualties. Americans want to send their young men and women to die in Iran because it's for a good and noble cause. Shapiro, you are psycho. You are a crazy individual. There's a reason that everybody's not watching your show anymore. What are you talking about? Nobody wants to be involved in this catastrophic war, but you and Netanyahu and the neocons and Trump and these psychos. Anyway, here's what Ben Shapiro has to say. Play this clip.
We do understand that war does come along with casualties, and we are willing to undergo those casualties in pursuit of an end and a victory for America. But as far as the idea that, for example, America, we can't hit Kharg Island because the Iranian people would then be deprived of oil resources. The American people are, I should say, not particularly concerned about that. We are far more concerned with why we're there not winning. I think that what we actually ought to do is say an eye for everything. Like you touch a ship in the Strait of Hormuz and we kill the head of the IRGC, we kill Khalibaf, we kill your entire leadership class. Again, we destroy South Pars and we destroy Kharg. One drone and that's what happens. That is the way you win in the middle. By the way, that's the way you win generally.
Oh, and then on state regime media, Fox, they were like in full warmonger mode, like war criminal mode. And they were like, all right, let's go in. Let's bring up the chart right here. Okay. Right there, that's the power plant right next to Tehran. Donald Trump, you knock that out right there, we can take away 40-50% of electricity from people in Tehran. What about the nuclear power plant in Bashir? Oh, well, the nuclear power plant in Bashir could cause some collateral damage. What do you mean, like Chernobyl on steroids? You're speaking on state regime media, Fox, about blowing up the nuclear power plant in Bushehr, which would cause cataclysmic Chernobyl times 100 in the region, may annihilate the planet. Seriously, you may blow up humanity. You blow up the planet. You may cause a freaking nuclear winter. Y'all crazy people. Look how Fox, they say it with a straight face. This is Trump's crew, though, right? The people who talked about never-ending wars are talking about bringing a nuclear winter. These sickos. Here, play this clip.
All right, so let's take a look at the power plants and places that we might be able to hit. Lucas, as you see these as targets, what do you think we might hit first?
Well, I don't know if we'll hit it first, but the Damavad plant supplies 40% of Tehran's electricity. The Bushehr nuclear power plant, probably not likely a target. The Russians built this. They still supply Iran with low enriched uranium.
Because, Lucas, we should say there's a risk to blowing up a nuclear plant.
There's no question. Now, the South Pars gas field, this sits on the largest natural gas field in the world. Israeli forces hit this on March 18th in the beginning of the war. Iran responded by hitting the Qatari side of this natural gas field in terms of targets.
But let me ask you here, this is the Strait.
Yeah, this is the Strait.
So if we want to send a message in the Strait where they're hitting ships in the Strait, wouldn't that be a place we go?
It would. The only question is what would be Iran's response? We've seen Iran hit back in Qatar's oil field, natural gas oil fields in the UAE. That's the big thing.
You mean they'll have a like response? If we hit a power plant,
no question. That's been this tit for tat the whole time. That's what's notable about the Israelis. They use disproportionate responses. Probably one of the reasons that Israel hasn't re-entered the war. Iran has not attacked Israel since early June.
And your assessment of how we're doing it now, do you think we're doing disproportionate, or do you think we could be doing
not doing disproportionate? It is notable that U.S. forces hit an Iranian barracks after an American barracks was hit, of course, in Jordan. That's what killed those three U.S. Army soldiers.
So this is the power plants that we could be hitting.
This is the big one.
Also, these sickos are deleting the killed in action and the injured in action stats. The U.S. Department of War lowering the number of killed in action from 18 to 14, the number of injured in action from 447 to 427. By the way, I believe the numbers are actually significantly higher than that in general. I think they're covering up deaths. I think they're covering up injuries, but they're saying these new deaths and injuries, not part of Epic Fury. This is a new war. Epic Fury was over. They're saying we won Epic Fury. These psychos. There's the Trump regime. They're saying we won Epic Fury. This is a new battle, a new skirmish, as Donald Trump. I mean, so they're covering that up. Meanwhile, according to state regime media CBS, they say U.S. officials are telling them that we're basically out of munitions. We're out of the Army tactical missile system, those ATACMS and other munitions. So Trump can't even escalate if he wants to because like we're out of munitions. Oh, and by the way, after CENTCOM was done with the 13th night of bombing that killed 5 more Iranian civilians yesterday, this is what CENTCOM posted. U.S. concludes 13th night of strikes on Iranian military targets. The international waterway remains open for transit despite recent attacks from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. The transit remains open? You're saying the Strait? CENTCOM has lost any shred of credibility. It's such a sad thing to see what CENTCOM has become. MS Now interviewing some voters in Arizona. Watch.
Andy Biggs is leading right now on the Republican side. I'm curious what you make of the election denialism and even voting not to certify the 2020 presidential election.
I would have more respect for our politicians and government leaders if they dressed up as pirates and then when they came and take our money, they were like, I'm a pirate. Because then we wouldn't have to go through the emotional gaslighting of pretending like they're doing any of this to help us.
And MS Now interviewing this Trump voter about Trump's endless wars. Trump is losing all of his supporters right now. Let's play it.
No more foreign wars. You've obviously supported him.
3 times. 3 times. Very disappointed. My entire family is very disappointed. I don't feel like it is our war to fight, but here we are. And I did not think when the war started that it was going to be a 12-day, a 2-week, a 2-month. I'm like, here we go. And here we are, and I don't see it ending anytime soon.
there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Breaking news right now. My brothers and I wrote a book. It's called WTF America. And well, doesn't that just say it all? It comes out officially this October, but you can pre-order your copy today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description below.